Welcome class, myself Professor D.S. Rai, Professor, Department in Civil Engineering, BBDA, ITM and Lucknow. Today we will take up lecture number 26, in which we will discuss various test and specification of highway materials. The quality of a structure either is a highway and other structure, that depend upon the quality, and quality could be only assured by the various tests that have been carried out during the construction period. Not before the construction, not after the construction period, but it could be also taken up before the construction period. Then we can choose the correct material for the construction. So, it is necessary to go through various tests prescribed for the various type of work. It is not necessary that all tests should be carried out. That depend upon the structure where we are going to use this material. So, here we are mainly concerned with the highway construction. So, we will take up various tests concerning with the highway. The reference we have taken from these books: Highway Engineering, Khanna and Jesto, Principle of Transportation Engineering by Partho Chakravarti and Animesh Das, Pavement Design by R. Srinivas Kumar, Building Material by Dr. S. K. Duggal. The contents that we will take up is test of subgrade soil, aggregate test and cement test. We will take up the important tests that are used in the construction. The test of subgrade, the index properties of soil, that includes the consistency test. Sometimes it is called Atterberg limit. Atterberg has given the various tests, a series of tests for the consistency test. In consistency test, that includes liquid limit, plastic limit, plasticity index, shrinkage limit. Liquid limit is the minimum water content to which soil will flow after application of very small shear force. That is the liquid limit. The second is the plastic limit. That is the minimum water content at which the soil remain in the plastic state. Of course, these are the important tests, but what is the use in the field? Then the next, plasticity index is widely used in the field, and plasticity index is difference between liquid limit and the plastic limit. Plasticity index decide the quality of earth has to be taken for the construction of the earthwork or subgrade, or even in the filler materials in base and subbase. As we know and as per IRC says, the Pi of the material or the sandstone, that should be less than 6. If it is less than 6, then that will cover most of the properties of the subgrade and in stone dust also. Now, shrinkage limit is the maximum water content below which there will no change in the volume. So, this is a shrinkage limit. See here, this is a subgrade soil sample and this is a general criteria for the liquid limit, plastic limit, semi solid and solid. When the water content in y axis it is a water content and in y axis volume and x axis that is water content. So, here we can see the water content is going down, means the soil sample is going drying. So, this is the boundary where a very small shear force will flow the soil sample. So, this is the liquid limit. When we decrease the water content again more, then the plastic limit will come, and here this is the minimum water content at which the soil sample will remain in plastic state. After drying or reducing the water content, then this is the state of semi solid, neither it is liquid not solid. A time will come when after reduction of any water content, any quantity of water content, the volume remain constant. Here the sample is drying, but the volume is remain constant here. So, this is the point, that is a shrinkage limit, and this is the state of solid. So, the importance of this shrinkage limit, plastic limit and liquid limit is very important for choosing the right quality of the earth or the soil for the construction of the subgrade or feeder material into the WBM WMM, etc. So, see here this is the stress and this is the strain. Initially it is more or less up to here, it is follow the elasticity theory, but after that then there will be a strength will be more for a small stress, strain will be more. At this stage, stress at the y axis and strain at the x axis, from the initial stage the for a very small stress, strain will be more, and here it is a liquid limit, stress and strain will behave like this way, means no stress. Okay. So, this is the liquid limit, plastic limit, shrinkage limit. Now, come to the grain size analysis. There are various types of grain size analysis. For the Indian standard, the soil classification system, this has been divided as per IS 1498-1970. In this classification system, the soil means of course, it may include rock also. When the size is more than 300 mm, then that is categorized as a boulder. Between 300 mm to 80 mm, that is called cobble. 80 mm to 4.75 mm sieve, this is called gravel, and this is divided in two parts. One is coarse gravel and another is a fine gravel. Coarse gravel ranges from 80 mm sieve to 20 mm sieve, and fine gravel lies between 20 mm sieve to 4.75 mm sieve. After that, from 4.75 mm sieve to 0.075 mm sieve, this is a range of sand, and this range is divided into three parts: coarse sand, medium sand and fine sand. Coarse sand lies between 4.75 to 2 mm sieve, means the sand lies between 4.75 to 2 is a coarse sand. From 2 mm sieve to 0.425, this is the medium sand, and from 0.425 to 0.075 mm sieve, the sand is called fine sand. Coarse sand is used in the construction of a structure. medium sand and fine sand used for plaster work. After that, the sieve size from 0.075 mm to 0.02 mm, the soil is called silt. Means soil lies between these two sieves is silt. Below 0.002 mm sieve, the all soils are called clay. So, this is the Indian standard soil classification system. So, now come to the various tests carried out. First is liquid limit, and this is done as per IS 2720 part 5 2004. This is a cast granite equipment. These all are standardized. Soil sample is taken and mixed with water, and the paste is laid here. And then a groove is cut by this instrument. The bottom, this portion has only 2 mm and upper portion 11 mm. Then this is rotated by this handle 2 times in a second, and 25 blow is given. It may or may not unite after 25 blows. Then we will decide whether the water content should increase or decrease. If it is not united, it means your water content in the sample is less. So, we prepared a next sample having slightly more water. So, and again repeat the whole experiment for 25 blows. If the groove is united, say up to say 10 blows, means water content is more, then we have to reduce the water content. So, in this way we can draw a graph and then we fix the water content at which up to 25 blow they will unite. We may check it. So, this is a very important equipment for testing the liquid limit. So, now come to the plastic limit. It is conformed with IS 2720 part 5 1985. Again with the same process, we add some water in the soil sample and try to make a thread. on this platform like this way. If it is break and not making a thread of 3 mm, it means water content is more. So, you have to reduce the water content, and in this way we can repeat the whole process to just get the water content at which a soil sample makes a thread of 3 mm, at least 3 mm. So, this is the plastic limit. So, here now Pi is just a difference between the liquid limit and plastic limit, which is a very important parameter for the highway construction, especially subgrade. Now, we have already discussed. Now, the subgrade soil strength, there are many tests for the strength parameter. This is a direct shear test. There is a two-half sample container in which sample is placed, and this is free to move. This is the gauge which record vertical displacement of the sample. This is the normal force applied on the test equipment, and so here the stress N, normal stress is N by A. Here N is the normal force. Then the force measuring meter is this one, by which we can measure the force. This is the constant velocity by which we apply shear force on the sample. By this gauge we can record the horizontal displacement of the sample. So, this will give the shear stress. This is tau T by A. Here A is the shear surface. So, in this method we can find out the shear stress, but this has a very many limitations, because there are instruments which are not standardized, soil sample are different. So, there is another equipment that is called triaxial test, and this is carried out by unconsolidated undrained, unconsolidated drained, unconsolidated undrained, consolidated undrained, right. So, there is a provision of drainage by which water may drain off. Here is the normal stress, this is sigma 1, and there is a sigma 3 which is acting from the side of the sample. Here is the O-ring, this is porous disc, this is the porous disc, this is top cap, sample drainage, this is the sample drainage, this is the membrane in which sample is placed. So, the stress will be sigma 1 minus sigma 3. At the bottom, this is the base pedestal, here the O-ring again, and measuring of pore pressure. This is the porous disc. So, after calculating this all, then we can make a Mohr circle by which we can easily find out the value of C and phi. So, this is the triaxial test. Now, plate load test. Plate load test is also a very important test for subgrade. This is the load reaction gather over which stones are placed for loading. This is the probing ring, dial gauge, this is bottom support, main loading plate, this is the main loading plate, this is the subgrade, this is bottom, the hydraulic lifting system. Is it? So, the plate load will give the bearing capacity of the soil, and which is important parameter for the foundation, construction of foundation. Now, come to the penetration test. This is very much useful for the highway construction. This is the loading . This is a dial gauge, this is the piston, this is a plunger of 50 mm, and this is the soil sample. The height is 127.3 mm. This is 150 mm inner dia. Is it? So, here we can see this is a portable gauge, dial gauge, adjustment beam, appropriate water level, the surcharge weight, perforated plate, filter paper, cylindrical mode of 150 mm inner dia. So, this is the equipment by which we can find out the value of CBR. CBR is ratio of load sustained by the sample after 2.5 penetration divided by the standard load after 2.5 mm penetration. The standard load is 1370. If we are taking a penetration of 5 mm, then the value of a standard load will go up to 2055 kg. So, by this method we can calculate the CBR, which is a very important parameter for the construction of the flexible pavement. There are various tests for the aggregate. For a strength parameter, crushing test has been done. that is aggregate crushing test, and the relevant IS code is 2386 part 4. Toughness, aggregate impact test. Now, hardness test, loss and abrasion test, durability, soundness test, shape test, then the that is flakiness index, then the elongation index. Now, gradation, sieve analysis test or size distribution and gradation, water absorption test, quality of water absorbed, quantity of water absorbed, specific gravity test, specific gravity, the bitumen adhesion test, and the property to be determined is stripping. The aggregate tests. So, this is the end of today lecture, and we will take up aggregate tests in the next class. Thank you very much.